Mike LePorte back with you on the Rural Radio Network, and with us, Richard Thorpe. He's the first vice president of the Texas Southwest Cattle Raisers. Richard, everybody likes coming to San Antonio for the meeting, and you're not too far from here for your home, right?
No, sir. I'm about 3.5 hours driving west is where our family operation is. We're predominantly a cow-calf operation, and I tell you what, the Texas Southwestern Cattle Raisers is very proud to have NCBA back in our state in the great city of San Antonio, which is a great convention center, great town. People really like it here, and I think they like coming here. We're really glad you're here.
Now, as far as the Texas cattle industry, I know that we've kind of watched from afar as you guys have been suffering a drought for a long time. Has that turned around at all?
Yes, sir. You know, since 2011, things have really slowly started coming back. We're getting a little more precipitation. We even have a report out that we're starting to see a little more heifer retainment to use for replacements in the state, and we're making a move upward maybe in our cow expansion. But we still get a lot of questions on this because weather still is a huge factor.
As far as the kind of trends that we've seen, so you guys have kind of restocked a little bit. Numbers are up in Texas as well.
They are, and it's really nice to see Texas going into a little bit of a growth pattern. I still have a little bit of caution of this because the state is large. There are large portions of the state which haven't got tremendous adequate rainfall yet, but we are starting to see a little expansion indications, and I think this is really good for our state.
As far as your own segment of the industry, give us a little definition of what you do.
Well, I tell you what, I'm the first vice president of the Texas Southwestern Cattle Raisers. Our family operates a calf operation in Runnels and Coleman County, which is the western central portion of the state. And then I'm also a medical doctor, and I actually work in an emergency department.
All right. And as far as kind of that tie-in, then you kind of stress out doing the medical stuff, and then relax on the ranch. Is that the way it works?
That's the way it's supposed to work. 2011, it may have been reversed around the other way, but absolutely it does. And I think being a medical doctor I've played a little larger role along these issues that we've been talking about recently in the news. You've been hearing about, like with dietary guidelines.
And how have you been able to weigh in on that?
Well, I think being a physician as well as a producer, I have a unique perspective on this, and I'm really looking at the whole issue as I think a real problem right now in Washington, D.C., where the USDA comes out with these dietary guidelines every 2 years, and currently they're not speaking very favorable to us at all right now, and I have a big issue with that.
Now, the kind of the medicine that you're involved in, do you deal much with nutrition?
Not at all. I deal mainly with just pure sickness, and I think physicians as a whole across our country don't have a lot of nutrition education. I think that's one of the big problems with medical education today. There is so much disease and sickness that almost all the education evolves around trying to help those things.
And so how do you see kind of yourself going forward here? Have you been able to do a lot of different interaction then in terms of trying to kind of tell the story from the standpoint of being both a rancher and a physician?
Really have, Mike, and I'll tell you, we've seen just tremendous strides in our product. And there was a time period, I remember not too long ago, that it was thought about that maybe you shouldn't eat beef if you had a heart condition, that it may not be heart healthy. And now we've made the full pendulum swing to the point that we even are partnerships with the American Heart Association because we have a very heart healthy product. and they know it, and it's been a tremendous efforts, all related around our checkoff dollar and the research that we've used in that. So it's those type of things have really just been a tremendous change over the last few years. And being a physician, I have tried to do my part in changing that pendulum from the idea that we don't produce a healthy product to the idea that we absolutely produce a very healthy product.
Well, we appreciate the update here. Richard Thorpe, he's a producer, also a physician, and the first vice president of the Texas Southwest Cattle Raisers, and also playing host here in San Antonio at the convention going on that we are reporting to you from. From the cattle industry get-together in San Antonio, I'm Mike LePorte.